So welcome everybody to the Studying Abroad in Spain meeting. My name is Sam Lipiak and I am one of the regional advisors here at the UC Santa Barbara Education Abroad program. The focus of this meeting is to relay specific information about the programs that we offer in Spain. I plan to cover program-specific info, eligibility requirements, and other important information regarding studying abroad in Spain. If you want to learn more about general study abroad topics, such as how to choose a program, the application process, and more, please attend one of our weekly Study Abroad 101 info sessions held every Friday at 2 p.m. If you want to learn more about finances and scholarship opportunities, please attend one of our weekly cost and scholarship info sessions held every Friday at 3 p.m. Those topics aren't going to be covered in this presentation, so please be sure to check those out. All right. So before we get started, I just want to let you know about another opportunity you guys have here through the Education Abroad program. The Capital Internship Program is now housed in the same space as EAP. So both programs are located here in our office at 2431 South Hall. This is another great off-campus opportunity that UCSB students should take advantage of prior to graduation. Students can intern either in Washington, D.C. or in Sacramento, and while still receiving units and financial aid. This allows you to obtain the professional experience in a wide variety of fields that will set you apart from your fellow peers. So for more information, please visit the Capital Internship Program website listed on the slide. All right, so another thing I want to touch upon before getting into the specifics about Spain is studying abroad during the COVID-19 pandemic. At this time, we do have students currently abroad in Spain, as a matter of fact, and we have another group set to go abroad for winter and spring as well. That being said, a lot of other programs have been canceled so far for this current year. And hopefully all of our programs for the 2022 and 2023 academic year will run normally, but obviously we can't guarantee anything because we want to prioritize the health of you guys, over these programs. So they can be canceled for COVID reasons potentially. The only thing we can guarantee is that if you don't go ahead and apply for these programs, you will be shutting yourself out of this experience. And applying is free, so go ahead and take the risk that your program might be canceled and apply anyways. The very last logistical item I want to talk about when it comes to studying abroad in Spain is your passport. If you don't have one already, you need to apply for it right now. Due to the tight visa regulations for students, the overall application deadlines for Spain programs are a little bit earlier in the year, and as well as the passport deadline, which for fall, summer, and year programs is January 24th. Your passport has to be valid for at least 6 months after your estimated program end date. So if you're looking to go abroad for, say, fall 2022, your passport needs to be valid up until June 2023. So if you already have a passport, please check the expiration date and make sure that you're going to be within that 6-month period after you think your program will end. If you need to get a new passport or you need to renew one, at this point, you may have to pay for expedited service to get it in by the January 24th deadline. In certain cases, me and UCEAP can accept some late passport uploads to your application. So if you have any concerns about receiving it on time, please just reach out to me. All right, so now talk about Spain. UCEAP offers a wide variety of programs in Spain, all of which fall into either Madrid or Barcelona, which are two very popular locations to study abroad in Spain. So we have a few different types of programs that we offer in Spain. For those of you who haven't attended one of our previous info sessions, I am just going to go over this really quick. So immersion programs are the type of program where we take you from UCSB and place you at a completely different university in Spain where you will live and study exactly like a local student. You will attend classes with locals. You will choose your courses based on the course catalog of your host university. and you might even take courses in another language. These typically give you the most flexibility with your courses, what you do with your free time, and what living arrangements are available to you. We also have some special focus programs, which are the type where you go abroad to study a very specific subject, or you have coursework designed for a specific theme. These programs could be with UC students, but some of them could also be with other international students. They can be on a host university campus, or they can be at one of our study centers as well. And then lastly, the UC construct programs are similar to what I just described, but they're just limited to other UC students. Courses are typically in English, regardless of where you are in the world. And they are held almost always at our UC study centers and not on other university campuses. If you look at the UC EAP website and you search for the Spain programs, the photo on the screen is kind of a screenshot of what you will see there. You can always filter out by different terms and subjects and try to narrow down those 11 programs to find exactly what it is that you want. So in Spain, we have 3 different immersion programs available, all at different host universities, 2 of which are in Madrid and 1 of which is in Barcelona. So first we'll talk about the University of Barcelona, which is our only immersion program in the city of Barcelona. It is one of the top universities in Spain, and many of the university's campuses were designed as far back as the 15th century, meaning you can take courses in some of the oldest and most beautiful buildings in Europe. Most of the coursework offered at University of Barcelona is offered only in Spanish. But however, their English catalog has been growing every year, so you may find some new course offerings that weren't previously available in English that are now. Barcelona is also unique in Spain, as many of the residents also speak a language called Catalan, in addition to Spanish. So for any of you really wanting to learn, multiple languages and just hone down your language skills, you can take Catalan courses and become trilingual or bilingual, however many languages you already know, you have another opportunity here. The photo here on the screen is from one of our returnees, Isaiah. Isaiah was gracious enough to make a video about his experience studying abroad in Barcelona, which you can find on the UCSB EAP YouTube channel. I highly encourage you all to watch it, and if we have time at the end, I'd be happy to pull it up and play it for you guys. So the next university is the Complutense University of Madrid, which is located right in the middle of downtown Madrid and is the biggest university in Spain and one of the most prestigious. It is particularly strong in various social sciences and psychology, but has coursework available in a wide variety of subjects. Complutense is also growing the coursework that's available in English. So even if you don't meet the language prerequisite, which is something I'll touch upon later in the presentation, you can still take courses in certain subjects with English. So if you have any curiosity about this university, but you don't necessarily have the language skills, browse the website or just reach out to me and I can help you figure out what they have available in English. So our third and final immersion program is the Carlos III University of Madrid. This is the only immersion program in Spain that does not absolutely require a certain level of Spanish in order to attend. They offer so many English coursework, or like English degrees even, for their own students, and you guys have the opportunity to take courses out of their own course catalog. So this is really popular for UC students because they can take their academic coursework in English alongside a Spanish course and be immersed in the language that way. This has become an incredibly popular program, so unfortunately now there is a limited number of students who we can select to attend. However, UC Santa Barbara is one of the top centers in the UC system when it comes to studying abroad, so we currently actually have 90 spots available for next fall. So hopefully space won't be an issue for those of you looking to attend this university. If I do receive more applicants than what I can accommodate for Carlos III, I will urge those who meet the language requirement for Complutense to potentially switch to that university since it's still in Madrid and they meet the language prerequisites. Although Complutense in Barcelona currently have a language requirement, there is more English coursework than before, so we might have some flexibility there. So again, if you're interested in any of these programs, I highly encourage you to reach out to me to browse the website, especially if you have questions about coursework in English available. So next we have our special focus in UC construct programs. I'm not going to go into too much detail about these because these programs have a lot more structure and are a lot more straightforward. So if you have questions about those, you can first browse the UC EAP website and see exactly what courses and housing options you have for these programs. However, I do want to point out these middle two programs on the screen just because they do have a limited number of space. The International Business Economics program runs only in winter and spring quarters and is only for economics majors. It's a specialized program where students take courses at Pompeu Fabra University in Barcelona with local Spanish students and English. Again, there's an incredibly small number of spots available for this, but it's a really great program. So if you're interested in this, please come talk to me. The Mediterranean Politics, Food, and Culture program is also limited in space because it's a popular multi-site program. So you start in Barcelona, but you also end up studying in Sicily and in Florence in Italy. So you get to visit two different countries on this program during your fall semester. There are good alternatives to this program if you don't get a spot, but if it is your first choice, I still highly encourage you to apply. If you have any concerns about getting into this program, again, just set up an appointment or send me an email and I will give you all the information I can. That last program, the Python and data science, I also just want to bring up just because if you are a computer science major, this may not be the program for you since it's designed for very introductory computer programming and data science. But if you need that sort of course prerequisites, or you're just really interested in that subject, is totally a great program. Now, finally, we just have some other summer programs not mentioned in the previous slide, two of which are in Barcelona and one in Madrid. The two in Barcelona are essentially international summer schools. So you will have a short list of courses you can choose from, and you will take those courses alongside other international students. The vast majority of that coursework is in English, but in some of these programs, you can have the option to take courses in Spanish as well. But if the courses that interest you and you just want to go abroad for the summer, these are wonderful programs, specifically the Beyond Barcelona, the 21st Century Barcelona programs. The Beyond Barcelona program in particular sometimes offers a small selection of STEM or STEM related courses. So that's definitely worth checking out, but there's also very limited space available for that program. Now, lastly, the Spanish in Madrid program is meant for beginning language learning. So if you have less than a year of Spanish coursework under your belt, it's an excellent way to give yourself an accelerated path through the beginning or intermediate Spanish series. So if you need to take a language requirement for your major, or you just want to learn the language and want to, try to get as far ahead as you can, it's a great way to start. All right, so now looking at eligibility requirements for all of these programs, each of them differ, but they all have the same components. You will have a GPA requirement, you will have a class standing requirement, and for most of these programs, you will have a language requirement or sometimes a course specific requirement as well. All of these requirements are listed on the program pages on the UC EAP website. For your class standing requirement, it is based on units and not the actual year you are in school. So if you're kind of unsure what that means, you can always ask me. On the UCSB Education Abroad Program website, we also have a nice breakdown. So just double check your units to make sure you will be the class standing when you depart. The language prerequisite is another thing to keep in mind. It does not have to be met until you depart. So for both your class standing and language prerequisites, you don't have to meet that class standing or language level when you apply, just as long as you hit it before you go. For most of our Spain programs, it is about 6 quarters or 2 years of Spanish or its equivalent. Now, lastly, the GPA requirement does have to be met at the time of application and has to be maintained through departure. So you typically apply about 2 quarters in advance of your program. So you have to meet that GPA when you submit your application, and we will routinely check your GPA to make sure that you're not dropping below what the requirement is. In some cases, we do have some flexibility with the GPA requirement if you don't quite meet the minimum, but you're incredibly close. It's not guaranteed and not every program has flexibility in terms of the GPA requirement, but please just come in and talk to me. It doesn't hurt to ask. And in certain cases, we can fill out a waiver for you. So this is what the eligibility screen will look like on the UCEAP website once you're looking at a specific program. You'll click the dates and eligibility tab on the side and then click the term for which you're interested in. Here you'll find all of the requirements you need to meet in order to be eligible for that specific program. And again, if you have any questions or concerns about meeting the eligibility requirements, you can always email me or make an appointment with me during my drop-in hours. I also want to point out that for programs with language requirements, if you already have some kind of background in the language outside of university coursework, so that can include AP or IB tests or any city college credit, or maybe you're a native speaker of Spanish or you have some other sort of certification, all of that does contribute to you meeting your language requirements. If you have a background in the language, but you aren't sure what your placement is, you want to talk to the Spanish and Portuguese department. They will be able to tell you if your test scores count for any specific level, or you can also take a placement test as well to figure out exactly where you're at. And maybe you don't have to take as many courses here at UCSB to make the language requirement, or maybe you have already met it. So if you have questions, talk to me, and especially talk to the Spanish department about that. So we've just covered a lot of information about all the different programs offered in Spain. So I'm going to quickly go over some next steps, and then at the end, I'll stop recording and open it up for Q&A. So the first thing you should do is to decide when you want to go abroad, since all of these programs are offered during different terms. So you can attend other info sessions this quarter if you're still looking for information regarding study abroad in EAP, or if you're still deciding on what program works best for you. We will have other country info sessions later this month, and as well as major meetings that we're having all month as well. You can always read the blog on our website or visit our YouTube channel to hear about student experiences directly from them. We also have a whole team of peer advisors here in our office who are available to help you, with any sort of general information you need. On our website, you can always find a calendar of our events, our open hour information, and the advisor drop-in information as well. So again, next steps. I can't stress this enough. Apply to get a passport if you don't have one, or if you do have one, that won't be valid through your program. Just please do it. If again, you have to have your passport valid for at least 6 months after your program is supposed to end. So for Spain, again, that passport requirement is very strict. And if you have any concerns about being able to get it on time, please just reach out to me. But make sure you get an appointment either through the RecCen or through the post office as soon as you can. I would definitely, look through all of the programs. Again, on UCEAP, you can just filter out programs by Spain and just browse some of the more nuanced details of each one and try to figure out which program is going to be the best one for you. If you're looking to go for next summer, fall, or year, the application deadline for all of our Spain programs is January 11th of 2022. So that is pretty early in terms of our EAP applications. So you want to make sure you get a head start on your planning for this. The only applications that don't happen on January 11th are the multi-site program in Spain and Italy, which is actually due January 4th, so even earlier. If you're looking to go abroad for winter or spring in Spain, those applications are due May 4th. So please keep all of that in mind as you're browsing your programs. Really quick, before we wrap up, I just wanted to highlight some other sessions that are coming up. If you're interested in other opportunities in Spanish-speaking countries, I highly recommend attending the first session listed here for Argentina, Chile, and Mexico, which is going to be on Monday, November 1st at 4 p.m. If you're interested in other parts of Latin America, you can attend the Barbados, Brazil, and Canada session, or the Costa Rica and Dominican Republic session as well. Those two countries have some really cool special focus programs that are worth checking out. We also have application workshops. Dates can vary for those, so please check our website for those dates. If you're having questions or trouble filling out your application, please attend one of those. They're really helpful. We always have one of us and one of our peer advisors there walking around helping you all out with your application. We also have our major info sessions all month. So please check our calendar to see if there's a session available for your major. If you find out your major session has already passed, don't worry. We have recorded all of those and they will be uploaded to our YouTube channel really soon. And then lastly, you can always attend our Study Abroad 101 sessions or cost and scholarship sessions offered every Friday if you're looking for more general info or any help with finances and scholarships. If you have any more questions directly about Spain, you can always email me. My email is there on the screen, sam@eap.ucsb.edu. You can always sign up for an appointment as well. My drop-in hours are listed on the screen. Keep in mind that Thursdays, I am not here at the EAP office. I hold my hours at El Centro, and I am available by drop-in only. If none of those times work for you, you can always just email me and set up an outside appointment. I try to be really accommodating, especially because I am holding my office hours outside of the office on Thursdays. Just some final words of advice. Please look into all of the possibilities with UCEAP, not just in Spain. But if you're really interested in Spain, obviously keep going deeper and find the program that works best for you. I know things are really, uncertain right now with what's going to happen the next few months, as, COVID fluctuates, things are opening, but things could also close down just as quickly. But you have nothing to lose by applying and giving studying abroad a try. So this is something you really don't want to miss out on. So hope that was all helpful for you guys. Thank you for coming. I'm going to start recording this and open it up to Q&A.